Hello and welcome to Audio Adventures. This is a D&D 5th edition podcast that is made by friends, with friends, and for friends. And if you clicked on us, buckle up. It's going to be a crazy magic carpet ride for you and me. This podcast is used by my nerdy friends and I to escape our lives for a time and act out some pretty ridiculous scenarios. And we are so glad to have you here. A couple things before we start. Our group loves the rule of cool, so I'm sure we will get rules wrong. So if we do, please feel free to tell us in a kind fashion down in the comments. Also, if you want to contribute to the fantastical world of Seblos where this campaign takes place, please make a comment and you may be seeing that kobold cleric in the very near future, along with your name in the show as well. Now, please grab a seat and some popcorn, and let's meet our Wandering Vanguard. Audio Adventures is a D&D 5th edition homebrewed podcast and may deal with triggering themes at times. Viewer discretion is advised. Trigger warnings can be found in the description.
Previously on the Wandering Vanguard.
Our Wandering Vanguard continues their journey in the Feywild. We joined Tomb as he spent some bonding time with Tavis's mother, Feynara Soldect, also asking if she has seen our boy, Ekman. Since she has not, Tomb decided to send his owl familiar up into the sky above the bustling new Astrazelia, only to be met with a horrendous smell from the enchanter's shop named Merle's Magic Stuff. The tiny Talon found his way in and into a basement where the smell only intensified and maggots and worms were crawling everywhere, and Tomb lost contact with Talon. And that's where we begin.
Okay, then. Well, can I summon him again?
I think it takes an hour.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And the way we were doing it was just you were subtracting the money, right? That it took to summon him?
Yes.
Okay. So just go ahead and mark off the money for Talon. And yes, you can spend an hour summoning him.
Do you remember how much it was?
If you look up Find Familiar.
I got it somewhere in here. Okay.
It would be 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Okay.
And you spend an hour just focusing back into sort of the nether or wherever they come from. Yeah, okay, you just focus around the world around you and you feel a connection back with Talon, and soon enough his form reapparates in front of you and he wiggles his feathers again like he's a little salty. He goes,
I bet. I pat him on the head.
And he hops up to you and hops on your shoulder and sits down.
I sit there for a second. Oh, what time is it right now?
It is, you have a couple hours until
Sunrise?
the sun rises at this point.
Okay.
I will say you haven't technically rested, so you're kind of going up on
Exhaustion.
yeah, if you don't chill out.
I want to send Talon up to Tibral's room.
Talon takes off. Outside or inside?
Inside.
Right. He flies to the inside of the inn. Or the B&B, I should say, all the way up the 4th floor, and Tibber, roll a perception check for me. 24. All right.
Ooh.
So you got to bed. You're a little bit restless. So you're sleeping a little bit lighter as you're waiting for Ekman to come back, and you hear a little on the door.
Coming. I stand up and open the door.
You're greeted by a Talon just hovering and going.
Talon, what are you doing? Where's Tomb?
He hoots again and then flies down the stairwell.
Wait. So turns around, puts the shirt on, and then follows Talon.
Alright. And as you walk down the stairwell, we're finally going, we're gonna cut over to Tavis so he can do his thing. So, Tavis, we're gonna rewind in time for a little bit. As everyone goes to bed, and you sneak out the front door. I will say that, do you want to act it out or do you not want to? You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you want to, we can.
Sure.
So you make your way to the smut shop on the northeast side of town. Just a little bit ways past Ilrin's house. Do you want to name the smut shop?
I don't got any good puns in me right now.
Alright. Does anyone else want to name the smut shop? Getting funny jokes? Or not. It could be a serious name if you want to.
How about just bookstore?
You just want to name a bookstore?
A normal bookstore.
Alright. So, you make your way to the quote. There's literal quotes on the sign and it's called a normal bookstore. And then hidden in the sign, there is smut carved underneath the name and a light scroll. And you enter in, and you know that they're just opening, as they are a night owl shop. And you enter in, and you know this bookstore owner. His name is Norman.
Yeah.
And he has blue eyes, gray hair, and he is an older elf. And he's just kind of sitting with his feet kicked up at the counter as you enter in, and there's just rows and rows of books.
I walk up to the front desk and I say, I'm looking for a book to see if there are any copies left here.
Norman was flipping through a hard-backed book that it was pretty thick, and before you got there, he kind of turned the page and then giggled, and then he looks up and he's like, "Oh, hey, wait!" And he pulls down his feet and puts a bookmark in his book and puts it under the counter, and then stands up. "Hey, I know you." And he snaps us a couple. Travis.
Yes, it is me, Travis.
Man, it's been a minute since you and Illinois has been here.
Yeah. I was you see, I was just looking for a book.
Yeah, book.
Just to see if there are any copies left. Yeah. It's I'm gonna take out a piece of paper and I'm gonna write the title of the book. on it, and then slide it across the desk, and I'm gonna say, that book. Do you have it here?
He picks it up, reads it conspiratorially, and he pulls it away from his face and then puts it closer, and he's like, oh, hold on. And he reaches underneath the counter and pulls out thick glasses and put them on. Sometimes I need these. My eyes just work and then they don't work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we have this? Oh, I can't say that we do. I just remembered that we just sold the last copy of this little gold mine.
Oh.
And he slides it back across the counter.
And in a sigh of relief, I say, well, okay then. As long as there aren't any more copies in the store.
If you're worried about us getting more copies, I actually have another shipment coming tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I might be back then.
Oh, alright. Do you want me to put a couple aside for you?
How many copies are coming?
We usually get about 50 at a time. It's a pretty good seller.
Damn. You know what? No need to hold one for me then. I'm gonna put my hood up and I'm just gonna walk right out.
Oh. No, you don't want it? Alright. Time to start reading again. He gets out his book again, takes off his glasses for some reason, kicks his feet back up, and he just starts giggling again as you close the door again. And you make your way back to the B&B.
Hey there, everyone. I thought I would take this opportunity in our show to do some catching up. Some announceroonies, some talkies even. Just to remind you all of our social medias, you can find us on Twitter, Audio Adventures at the username AudioAdventure2. Why 2, you ask? Well, number 1 was taken. Ayy. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. We have also set up a Ko-Fi. We had a couple comments made at us about being able to support us a bit with that good green juice that the world just seems to run on. So, if you're feeling generous towards us, that would be one of the avenues to help us grow and to encourage us as the artist as well. Another avenue to help us thrive and grow is to share and tell your friends about us. We are one of the many, many, many D&D podcasts out there. So we are ecstatic whenever someone wants to listen to us play D&D. We don't spend any money to advertise this show, so your support means that much more to us. And since there are more of us now, here is our Wandering Vanguard.
Well, I am Zach, and I will be playing Tabus, who is an Eladrin sorcerer. The only interesting fact that I can think of for him is that his last name is just, Elvish for owl, because he likes owls.
I'm Trevor. I am playing the character, Nix-with-burning-red-eyes. Nix with burning red eyes. And his last name is Bright. He was born into a noble family, hence the actual last name, as he's a changeling artificer. Changelings don't normally have last names, they normally just have hyphenated names.
Hello there. My name is Tibril Darrow. I am a half-elf man from the town of Owlton. I am what you might call a soul knife. And before I get too far, let me explain what a soul knife is. A soul knife is someone who can summon a weapon that is bound to our soul. I used to have a longsword like my father, but now it's a glaive with etchings of flowers throughout the whole thing. Along with being able to summon the glaive, I'm able to use my mind to connect to the soul of others, to communicate and help in battle. Our friend Tomb, not being able to speak, but I'm able to connect to his soul and kind of get a general idea of what he's thinking and what he would say. Along with all that, my mom always said I had a golden glow to me, which I didn't really understand until now to be literal. Our soul's power shows through our bodies as different colors. I've never met another soul knife besides my father, so I don't know where he learned it. My mom and I lived in a town called Allerton. But before I get too very much into that, my mom was a very sick woman. We lost a lot of money and resources trying to find a cure, but nothing worked. My father left to find something to help her, and he never returned. That was when I was 8. I'm 25 now. Once I became a teen, I started working at the local apothecary. My father was a medic, master with blades and medicine, and I wanted to be like that. Medicine and plants, it's always been fascinating to me. I have my dad's journal here, and one day while looking through, I found something that I wasn't really expecting. I found out the book was only half filled, but the last page talked about this plant called the golden snapdragon. But apparently it's a plant of legend that can cure any known disease. The only other thing that's on these pages are 2 places, Estriston and Chanbu, and I think this is where he thought they were, which makes sense with how rare it is. That'd be in 2 of the hardest countries to get into. I haven't been to either of these places, but it's the only lead I got. And one day we were raided by goblins. And then a group of adventurers came up. They helped clear the goblins away, and they even helped save a lot of people that day. They invited me to come along on the adventure. This is the only chance I had to find my dad. But before I left, my mom gave me a couple things. But she pulled out a cape, a long purple cape, with 2 golden pauldrons on the side. It fit perfectly, like it was made to fit me. Then she also gave me her wedding ring. Told me if I find Dad, tell it to get his butt home. Now I have three things I have to do. I have to find my dad, find the golden snapdragon, and make it home alive. Because if I don't, my mother will kill me.
So my name's Emma. And I'm gonna explain to you what my character looks like and everything because he actually can't talk. So his name is Tomb. He is a Warforged necromancer, and he kind of got his voice box ripped out, and so he can't speak. All he does is screech occasionally. He does write in a little notebook, so that's how he communicates most of the time. And he is covered in cherry blossoms, and he has a giant gash in the middle of his torso where he hides his familiar talon and some skulls and some other miscellaneous things. And yeah, he is silver with 2 green bands around each arm, and he has blue eyes. And that's pretty much it.
My name is Redguest. I am but a simple tabaxi who lives within others' means. I never knew my parents, but the Order of the Ghost Slayers made up for that. They taught me how to fight with honor as one of their esteemed blood hunters. My mercenary work taught me how to value my own life. These 2 paths have coiled into a journey of broken love and pointless purchases, where I now find myself with the Wandering Vanguard. I have no doubt they will be able to help me on my current mission.
And I think that's about it. Thanks so much for listening to this episode, and the next one will be up for all of you next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See ya!
Tibril, it would be probably around this time as you make it to the bottom of the steps that, Tavis, you enter back into the B&B.
Tavis, where'd you head off to?
I just went out for a walk. Just a walk.
Hey, that's fair. Hey, did you see Ekman while you were out?
No, I didn't.
Where is that tiefling? Alright. Well, I think Tomb needs me, so I'm gonna go find him. Good night. Or
All right.
morning, whatever time it is.
Good night. I'm gonna walk right past him to my room.
All right. You walk into your room and go to bed. Tibril, as the camera follows you instead of Tavis, you make your way out to the garden and you see Tomb is waiting for you there.
Hey, Tomb, what's up? Did you get any rest?
I'm just finishing up writing in my notebook when I show it to him and I answer his question and say no. And then I said I was looking for Ekman but didn't find him.
Oh,
And then I would explain that I found something different. And then I would explain to him.
I'm gonna make a psionic link with Tomb.
Okay. So I'd basically explain to you what happened with Talon. Like, I'd walk you through the whole thing, that I was sent Talon up to go search the city, trying to find Ekman, and couldn't find him, but then got distracted by this awful smell coming from Merle's. Snuck into Merle's, went into the basement, found some weird dungeon-like labyrinth, and then...
Oh, yeah, he mentioned there was a job there. He needs our help with dealing with a pest problem. We're gonna go help him out in a couple days.
I think I figured out what the pests are.
Yeah, from how you described it, yeah, that sounds like it. It was it. While I'm thinking about it, let me send speaking of with Ekman, let me send him a message and see if we can figure out where he is. I'm gonna make it, or spin 4 focus points and cast message, or cast sending. Say, hey, Ekman, where are you? It's getting late. Where can I find you? And I'll come meet you there.
You feel a connection, like the message landed, but he doesn't respond.
That's not good. Okay. Would I have been at the point where I was sleeping long enough to get a rest, or no?
No, you have not achieved a long rest yet.
Not even a short rest?
You've achieved at least a short rest.
Okay. I'm gonna head back up to. I'm gonna tell to, hey, wait here for a second. I'm gonna go up to the room and see if Ekman left a note where he was going or something like that.
Roll an investigation check for me.
18. No. 17.
You tear the room apart brick by brick. I just watched Tangled, sorry. You tear the room apart, you flip the mattress up, you even find some of his clothes that he left behind. It seems that he was planning to come back, but he didn't leave a note.
It's not good. I'm gonna head back down to Tomb. It's like, okay, Tomb, you need to go rest. I'll look for Ekman for a little bit. See if I can find him.
Are we still psionically linked?
No, I say this out loud.
Okay. I stand there and look at you for a second, and then I write in my notebook that I'm coming with you.
No, let me do this.
Yes, Bob, I'm coming.
No, Tomb, please, just stay here. I'll look for him. I'm not gonna be out super long. I'm not gonna try to be anyway. I'm just gonna go into town and see if I can find him.
Okay. I write down, and I say, okay. And then I'll say, but at least take Talon with you so I know where you are. And then Talon flies out and sits on your shoulder.
Are you actually going to rest if I take Talon?
I stare at you for a second.
Go up to the room. I'll be fine. I can take care of myself. Pat him on the head.
If you could reach my head.
You're sitting down, aren't you? Or are you standing?
I don't. Oh, I know. I'd still be sitting.
Yeah.
Ting, ting.
I still am. I still write down and say I'm still leaving Talon with you. And I say
fair
I will
enough.
rest. I'll just check in.
All right. To the town. Ready for an adventure, Talon? I'm going to take the silence as I'm going to take silence as a yes.
I'd say he flaps his wings.
And my thing didn't pick it up. There we go.
There we
it
go.
goes. All right.
Sometimes my microphone just doesn't do it.
That's fair. All right, let's go into town. And I start walking towards town.
All right. As you're walking past, we'll check back into Nyx. You are.
I'm still doing the thing.
Yeah, you're still working. It's coming along pretty darn good. Is there
this still
anything-
the same day?
Yeah, it is almost the next day, but it is still the same day.
You said it's almost the next day? Then I'll
Yep.
sleep for a while.
You've made pretty darn good progress. You have laid the foundations to build upon for both of the helmets.
I will put everything in my portable hole, and I will put the portable hole folded up underneath my pillow with one hand to sleep.
All right. You put both of the helmets and anything else that you want to inside the portable hole. You fold it up so your head doesn't go into it as you sleep, and you tuck yourself into bed and fall asleep into a restful sleep of you imagining of all the things that you can do with the thing that you're making now.
And also dreaming about putting a bag of holding inside the portable hole.
That too. And for some reason in one of those dreams, it doesn't explode, but it just kind of makes the bag of holding bigger. You're not quite sure what just happened, but it was weird.
Seems legit.
All right. When Tiberlez, Nyx is sleeping, and everyone else should be sleeping as well, you make your way into town. Give me an investigation check.
I was muted. I was like, what is happening? Why can't she hear me?
Because I'm illiterate.
Nah, I'm illiterate.
As many of the other part of your party already has today, you walk away in the middle of the night from the B&B back into old Astrazelia. You look all over. Faynara is locking up her store around this point.
Who's that one?
That is Tavis's mother. You see she's her silver hair and her green skirt and white button-up that's tucked into the skirt as she's locking up the door and turning around to see you.
Oh, hello.
Hello, why are you up? Are you lost?
No, looking for Ekman. He hasn't come back yet. So, went out to look for him.
Your Warforged friend Tomb actually came and asked me about that earlier as well.
Assume we didn't see him?
No, I don't leave my shop.
Fair enough.
Very often, yes.
I used to work in an apothecary, so I understand. I understand those days.
Oh, interesting.
Do you know anybody I could ask who would have seen him?
If you're worried that he was taken or something, you could go to the police station.
He sounded fine a while ago, but when I sent a message recently, he just didn't respond. So that's why I'm a little worried.
Oh, Well, the police don't really consider a person lost until they've been gone for a little bit longer.
That's I figured. That's figures.
You could hire a private detective.
I don't know if we're at that
Look.
point. I don't know if we're at that point yet. I just figure I'll
okay.
go into town, look around, ask people if they've seen a red tiefling, see if I can find him. He kind of
Right.
sticks out.
The people at the college might know. You could even contact Scrynet.
What is Scrynet? If you don't mind me asking.
Scrynet? Oh, so
Because, like, I know the spell
they-
scry.
yes.
Is it literally just that? Just that on a bigger scale?
So, Scrynet, so the Darrow family used to just be like messages and sort of seeing your loved ones across the world a little bit, that they would scry on people that you contacted them to and delivered messages, sort of a postal system but with magic. And they seem to have taken off in some way after a business deal. We're not quite sure what the business deal entailed. But nothing seemed to happen to be below board, obviously, so
Right.
they expanded and they introduced a new form of entertainment, and where they they employed mages that could use such a spell, and everyone here can do some form of magic, and the college supplies more than enough workers for them. So they scry and they use arcane focuses and enhancers to project a signal. And
Well-
recently the signal has been pretty good. So essentially it's an entertainment business now.
Well, maybe one of the wizards would allow me to use their scry to find him.
It's possible. The way I understand their sort of work contract with Scrynet, though, is they're sort of contracted to only use their magic for the company.
Is there anybody else who who can cast that spell?
I'm not really an expert on that sort of magic. I'm sort of a holistic magic
Fair enough.
power person, sort of like your apothecary, but a step further.
Fair enough.
So you could go to the college. I'm sure Faye Harris would happily help you, depending on what sort of experiment she has on right now, or
Right.
could even go to the president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'll go
Um,
look at the college. Where is that from here? Is it just? And I point in a general direction. I think Tavis mentioned it.
Oh yes. So when you, I believe you've been to Merle's Magic.
Yep.
I think I heard you all say at one point.
Yep.
So go back in that direction, and then just keep going past it, and you'll be on the campus in no time.
Alrighty. Thank you much.
Not a problem. Be safe out there. The streets at this time of night in the main city are not great.
Fair enough. Thank you much. I'll see what I can find out. Good night.
Good night, Tibro.
I walk to the college.
Alright. You make your way on the dusky night streets of New Astrazelia after leaving Old Astrazelia. It is still a very lit up city, but you can see what Finaramine meant with dangerous, as the shadows are deep and dark shadows, and you can see that how, if you're not paying attention, someone can jump out at you as you're wandering past stalls. And when you get to Merle's magic store, the smell that Talon had smelled, that Tomb had described, hits you.
Oh, I think that's what is that what he was talking about, Talon?
Oh.
Oh, we'll have to check on that a different day. Oh, that's disgusting.
And Tomb, yeah, you can see through his eyes right now. You see that he's now at Merle's magic store and he's walking past it. But you continue past, and you see that the streets of Astrazelia sort of change into like a nicer, wider pavement as you enter onto the campus of Queen Tantiana's College of Excellence. You see several large white stoned buildings all over. Sort of, and then like the college sort of nicety of plants and trees, and it's a sprawling large campus. And immediately what you see is the library up front.
Is it open?
You see that there are lights on, but you're not sure if they're open, as the mahogany sort of doors after the long staircase going up, you don't know if they're locked, but you see lights going through them.
I will go up to the library and see if it's unlocked.
Okay. Evens or odds?
Let's do evens.
You go up to one of the doors, and it's sort of like, and it catches. And you're like, dang it. But then you go to the next door, it's like one of those, like one of them is unlocked.
Oh, yep.
And you pull it open, and you go inside, and immediately you're greeted with the vast amount of books, as you see immediately there are 2 levels, and there is a marble floor with several rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of desks. And then you can look up and see that there are bookcases on the 2nd floor where there are some elven students dressed casually, groggily looking for different books.
Right.
There is a desk immediately to the left that is the stereotypical sort of like huge alma mater, like college, where it's like deep brown wood with a marble top. And there is a very sleepy looking woman elf with a bun and circular glasses sitting and reading with her hand on her right chin, just kind of flipping through the pages.
I'm gonna walk up to the desk and say, oh, hello there. I have a question.
And she looks up. Oh, hello. Nice night? Morning? Not quite sure.
Yeah, a little bit in the middle. But either way, do you know of anybody around here who can cast the spell Scrying?
Crying. So it looks like you're probably in one of Mr. Whitmer's advanced magic classes?
Yeah. Wanted to get some, like, first-hand experience of seeing what the spell looks like.
Well, good on you. And roll a deception check.
Oh. 2. Oh, no. I'm sorry. 3.
That's okay. She rolled a natural 1.
Yes! Lying through my teeth. Not very good.
You kind of like stutter a little bit as you're like lying to this woman. And you see she kind of like looks at you a little bit and like sleepily rubs her eyes. Oh yeah, it's really a really weird time of day. I would advise you, if you're not used to the schedule, to shift your classes to morning classes instead of the night shift, as we like to call it. Where are my manners? I'm RFL.
Nice to meet you, RFL.
RFL Select, and Whitmer really likes to put his students through the courses. So you'll want to look for if you go back to your dorm, on the 3rd floor in room 21C. Yeah, it's 21C, I believe. In back in the boys' dorm, you should be able to find a, I think he's the valedictorian of the class that's about to graduate. He just got a job, or he's about to sign a contract with Scrynut, actually. It's really cool. You really want to be like him, sort of thing. Get a job right out of college.
Right.
Yeah, so his name is gonna be Dinafall.
Dinafall. Damn.
Dinafall Leonin is his last name. You want his full name. So if you go back to
23C?
Huh?
23C is what you said?
Oh, 21C.
21C. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's 21. It's 21C. So you want to make sure that you get that right. So, because if you go to 23C, you'll be in with the other nerds that you really don't want to talk to.
Fair enough.
This one's over in 23 are a little weird.
That's fair.
Yeah, but if you have any more questions, you can come back to me. I work at this shift all the time. I'm the main librarian here. Main student librarian, I should say. I haven't graduated quite yet.
Fair enough. With that head on your shoulders, you'll make it in no time.
I hope so. Have to outwit my other people in my family. They're all doing great stuff.
Fair enough. Well, thank you so much for your help. Good luck with the rest of your shift.
Thanks. I got a test to my next class right early in the morning. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, good luck on that. And I'm gonna walk out.
Also, Sam, I'll let you know when I'm not looking through Talon's eyes anymore. And also probably let me know when I gain a level of exhaustion, because I don't know when that's gonna be.
Stop it, Toom, stop.
Shh, too late.
I'm gonna look over at Talon and it's like, hey, Toom, go to sleep.
You can't tell if I'm looking through his eyes or not.
That's fair. Doesn't his eyes glow?
No, they're just the same.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because they're always glowing blue.
Fair enough.
Yep. Yeah.
Talon just kind of looks over at you and goes, oh.
Go reach up and give him scratches behind the head. All right, boys dorm, 21C, Definitely Leon. Let's go find this guy.
And that was this episode of Audio Adventures. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and most of all, please share to get out the word so we can share our story with you and keep doing what we're doing. If you have an idea for an NPC, a shop, or even an encounter, please comment down below. You might be seeing any of those in the next session or maybe even the upcoming sessions. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Please stay safe, everyone, and wear those seatbelts.